So today we are talking about the videos and live streams that I did in the fourth quarter of 2024, and we're going to talk about what my plans are for the first quarter of 2025. I'm well aware that this is not everybody's thing, that a lot of people don't tune into these videos, so I will keep it short, I'll keep it concise, but if you want to keep up with my plans, then, you know, this is the video. Starting with the videos that I did in the last quarter that I'm gonna recap for you in case you missed anything. This will be pretty easy to go through because I really fixated on Attack on Titan this final quarter. So I did, how many videos? 9 Attack on Titan videos. That's to include the vlogs that I did that are each an hour long. That's to include the formal sit down, okay, looking at the story as a whole, here's where we are, that I did, as well as the final video where I finished the whole series and I wanted to talk about the series as a whole in one sitting after I finished everything. That was redundant the way that I said that. All of those videos happened in this quarter. Plus, there was a live stream on top of all of that. I loved this series so much. My plan going into it was to make tops 4 videos on the series as a whole, and I ended up making, I don't know, more than 10. There is a playlist linked in the description of this video for my Attack on Titan content as a whole if you need to catch up on anything, if you're interested in starting the playlist now that I've finished the series. I went so deep down the rabbit hole with this series. I loved it so much more than I ever anticipated, and I got way too into it. I also did a video on Mob Psycho. I read actually a good amount from this author this quarter. I read Mob Psycho. No, I didn't read it. I watched the anime for Mob Psycho. I started to read it as well, but I didn't like the manga nearly as well, so I stuck with the anime only. And I had a great time with this series. It's not a new all-time favorite, but I had such a good time with it. And then I went on to also read Look Back and Goodbye Eerie, which I did not watch the adaptation that recently came out, but I did read both of them and I enjoyed both. I didn't enjoy them enough to give them their own dedicated video. I had every intention of doing a short, but then I just didn't do any shorts at all this quarter. And moving forward into 2025, I'm not going to promise shorts because I just don't know if that's going to be a realistic goal for me. It was something that I really enjoyed doing for a little bit there, and I just don't remember that they exist. So we'll see. But anyway, I did read those. I enjoyed them, but I wasn't over the moon about them, so it didn't feel like I needed to make a long form video about either one. I made videos for JoJo. I made 2 videos for JoJo Part 5, and there's been, up to the point of filming this video, there's been 1 video for JoJo Part 6, but either the next video I post or the video after that will be the second half of JoJo Part 6, and I'm loving it. I did a video on Suzume, which was so funny because I loved it so aggressively, and so many of my comments are like, this isn't good. Why did you like it? But I loved it so much, I want to watch it again. I also did a video on season 2 of Arcane, which I largely enjoyed quite a bit. I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as season 1, but I still thought that it was excellent. There were a couple of things that I had strong critiques on, primarily the pacing. I just wish we had either more time or we could have cut some of the plot threads and been more focused on really fleshing out a few things, and then a couple of characters that I was like, why though? I needed more from them. But overall, season 1 was a absolute masterpiece, so season 2 not quite matching that, at least from my perspective, is unsurprising, but it was still excellent. I already mentioned the live stream that I did with Roger and Jay on Attack on Titan. And the only other live stream that I did this quarter was for Elbaf. We had a series of breaks really close together, so we did like a bingo board / predictions, cast our guesses as to what's to come for the land of Elbaf. So those are the videos and live streams that I did over the last quarter. If you missed anything and you want to catch up with it, it's all linked in the description. And then as far as looking into the next quarter, what I plan on doing, I'm going to continue on with JoJo's. After I I finished part 6. I'm now out of anime, so I have to switch to manga, which I'm going to do, but I'm going to read it very, very slowly. I'm not going to give it a huge, my main focus, because I don't plan on actually doing a video on JoJo's until part 7 is released in the anime, which I know is really far in the future, but there's just a lot of anime only people in the world, and so doing a video on something that's manga only, it's just a conversation that leaves out a lot of people that I've been talking to JoJo's with up to this point. So I'm just going to wait until the adaptation, but I will continue with the manga because it's one of my new all-time favorite series, which we will have a video near the end of this year in a couple of weeks where I talk about my top manga series. I have officially finished Attack on Titan, which I've said in this video a couple of times. I've officially finished Attack on Titan, and the way we run my Patreon is that my patrons pick the series that I read primarily. So now that we've finished Attack on Titan, that was my big series that I was reading / watching. So we ran a poll. People got to suggest the next big series, the next long-running series, and then we put it up to a vote, and the winner was decided, and my next long-running series is going to be Assassination Classroom. I don't know anything about this other than I think it's a classroom full of middle school students who have an alien teacher come in and they try to assassinate the alien. But then I think it turns wholesome. Like, I'm pretty sure the alien and the kids become friends, maybe? I know that this has come highly recommended to me, but it's never really been on my radar because that pitch really doesn't sound very interesting to me, but it seems to be very well loved, so I'm excited to be proven wrong. I am currently reading Witch Hat Atelier, which I just finished volume 7. I love it so much. Not only are the characters incredibly charming, the magic is so beautiful and vivid, and there's so much to it, and it's constantly growing, but also the relationships between the characters are constantly growing, and it's just, it gets my heart. But there's enough tension there, and there's enough wider things happening to also intrigue me and keep me moving forward. But also the art in this series would be enough to keep me reading on its own, but thankfully that's not all it has going for it. So my patrons pick my long-running series for me, and they also pick a short-running series that I read in tandem. So Witch Hat Atelier is what I've been reading as my short-running series. I'm still reading it, obviously, and I don't know what our next read is going to be once I run out of volumes to read for this series. Then we'll put up a poll and they'll vote on the next one, or submit suggestions and then vote on the next one. So there will be something else started in this quarter. I just don't know what it is yet. Again, I won't be making a video on this for manga only because, again, so many people are anime only. It just makes sense to wait on the anime. And since the anime is already in production and the trailer looks amazing, there will be a video once we have the anime, and I'm so excited for it. And finally, as I said, my long-running series and my short-running series are all picked for me, but I also pick 1 or 2 things that I want to watch myself. So my pick is going to be the newest Dragon Ball series that's happening right now. I don't know how many episodes are currently out, but I think it's something along the lines of like 7 or 8 that are currently produced. I've heard it's amazing, and I miss Dragon Ball so bad. And since this is so well received, I am absolutely going to be watching it. You can let me know if you want a video on that. I don't know what the interest level is for it. If there's not a high interest, then I will just enjoy it on my own. And I'm probably also going to be doing a movie at some point this quarter. I've been loving going through Your Name and Weathering with You and Suzume, so I'm happy to continue on that track, but I also have a ton of Studio Ghibli movies that I haven't watched yet. I'm happy to go outside of these 2 studios as well. So if you want to give a recommendation in the comments of this video for a movie that you think that would fit my particular taste, ideally something that's very visually beautiful and emotional, that's what I tend to be drawn towards for movies, I would love a suggestion because I really just don't have a lot on my radar, so I would just pick something from one of those 2 studios, if not by suggestion. But that's all. I try to keep these videos short because, again, I know that it only appeals to a very particular small part of my audience, so I try to make it kind of rapid fire. So that's everything that I read and watched in the last quarter and everything that I plan to read and watch in the next quarter. Let me know if you're excited about any of these. Let me know if there's any in particular that you want to see multiple videos from, or just the one video will be good. I'm considering for Assassination Classroom maybe doing vlog style for that as well if there's an interest there, except that it would all be probably posted in one go because I don't know how deep this series is. Attack on Titan, I could have done more, honestly. There was so much there. But I won't go as crazy off the rails for probably any other series like I did for One Piece and Attack on Titan. So, what do you want to see? Anyway, please do chat with me more in the comments. I would love some direction on how you would like these things to be formatted. I'll see you again soon. Bye.